Make the ground shake.
What's up, Spartans? This is JHE, aka Leonidas. You got 99 problems, but a host ain't one. Coming at you from 300. On today's video, I'm going to be showing the ultimate noob deck for Arena 3. Whether you're new to my channel and just coming because you're looking for a deck, whether you saw my other best Arena 3 deck and that one didn't work for you and you came here because you want an alternate, this deck works very well. I've rigorously tested this on my level 1 account, Crixus, which you see here. And I actually ended up going pushing from I set my trophies, so I set them just below Arena 3, which was like 580 or something like that. And I pushed all the way to just above 1,000, and what you see here. I went 17 wins, I had 1 tie, and I had 4 losses. And the losses, you know what, there's one of them I played bad, 3 of them I just couldn't do anything more because the card levels were just too high, and they actually kind of knew what they were doing. So what I'm going to be doing is I have 3 videos for today showing you how to use this deck, how to push through Arena 3 to Arena 4, and with just a couple little pieces of information you need to know before we get into it. So let's check out the deck, which you can see here. As you can see, all the card levels with the exception of the Knight and the Arrows have not been upgraded at all. That means I used my level 1 account. I didn't upgrade any of the Epics or the Tombstone, but I did upgrade the Arrows 1 level to level 2 and the Knight 2 levels to level 3. Side note, just more accidentally did it when I first made the count, and then I realized I wanted to stay level 1. So, but this deck works well. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want them around level 5 to level 6. Probably level 6 for pretty much most of the cards, if not all of them. The Epics already come level 6, so that's good news. You can buy the Epics in the shop for 1,000, but you're going to want them around that because you probably have less experience than I do, which means you're going to probably want them to be stronger in this case. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually just start. I want to show you just kind of the war log, or the battle logs basically, and which, as you can see here, I mean, just kind of shows that this is actually the case. But there's one I want to show in particular just to show how powerful this deck is. And it actually is, if I can just keep going, where is it? Here it is. It's against Gabriel. And as you can see there, the cards are that used by Gabriel were level 11 and level 12s. And not only that, Gabriel was a level 10, and I mean, didn't play the cards too well, but still, the fact that this deck was able to be a level 11 rares and commons and level 12, on top of that a legendary at level 11, that's huge, and it really just shows how powerful this deck is. And if you follow my videos, you should do well with this. Like I said, though, you're going to probably want them around level 5, level 6 minimum for your card levels, just because of less experience basically. So let's go into the 3 replays. I have them here, and let's watch the first one, which is going to be showing how to stop the Velk Prince push and the Goblin Barrel as well when you come across those, because you are going to come across them, and they're pretty common moves that a lot of newer players do make as well. So once this video loads up, right off the bat, you're actually going to see the Velk Prince push here, which is going to be on the left side of the screen, on the left lane, at least when we're facing their Crown Tower. And there's going to be a couple tricks to this deck. You're going to see that I have the Prince, the Hunter, the Baby Dragon, and the Knight currently in. With the Velk Prince push, what you want to do is you want to drop that Knight to drag over the Velk on that side, and then you're going to back it up. In this case, I didn't drop the... we're just going to actually pause this here so I can show. I didn't drop the Skeleton Army right off the bat because that Velk would have destroyed it. Generally, what you want to do is pull the Velk to one side and then drop the Skeleton Army or some other troop on the left side to kind of drag over the Prince and split them. In this case, they were still generally kind of close. I had to also account for that Goblin Barrel being thrown right off the bat, which I then had to drop my Bar Barrel. Always drop the Bar Barrel for it, and actually keep the Bar Barrel just for the Goblin Barrel if you see that they have it. And once I saw that the Velk was kind of dead at that point from my combo of the Knight and the Baby Dragons, I was then able to play the Skeleton Army in the back end away from the Velk, and that's the way you're going to want to do it. So let's continue with this video in this case. So from here, you don't want to overcommit and overpush, so you're not seeing me drop any more cards in this case. You're just seeing their Skeleton Army get taken out by my Baby Dragon, just so I can stack up a bit of elixir and trying to get that advantage. Again, you see the Mega Minion go. I'm not dropping any cards because I'm trying to stack up and really kind of build something that'll stop them. So in this case, I gotta be careful. I want to try and let my tower do as much as possible, so you're going to see me use the Hunter with the Prince combo. That way I can kind of Protect, in this case, you're seeing the Velk get used, which means he's not going to be able to do the Velk Prince push as well. And now I'm getting some damage from the Hunter and from the Prince. So in this case, what I did is I used the arrows because I didn't have the Barb Barrel in rotation. That's another thing you can use to stop the Goblin Barrel, especially if you upgrade your arrows and they're strong enough to take them out. I know some of the Goblin Barrels, once they were higher levels, my arrows did nothing against them, and I really had to make sure that I had always the Barb Barrel in rotation. So in this case, you're going to see me again use the Baby Dragon and the Knight. We're going to actually speed through this a little bit just to make the video a little bit quicker because I do have 2 others I want to get through. And now, once you see I have a bit of elixir advantage, I'm going to go full on. You see the arrows get used again to stop the Goblin Barrel. And then at this point, it's really just a minute where I've got to defend for me to win against this level 6. And as you can see, majority of the cards on their side, all about level 6. This one a little bit less, a little bit more variable as well. But now you see the push coming, and once you have that kind of advantage, it's game over, set and match in this case, and that's a 3-crown win. So we're going to jump into the second video because there was you're going to come across actually some balloon decks. Even though they're higher up, you're going to see probably someone that's maybe gone up, got the balloon, dropped back down. You're going to come across that. So I want to show a deck how to counter the balloon and how to use the Hunter specifically, because that's a big part of this deck. The Baby Dragon's kind of like your Ariel. The Skeleton Army will protect against like the Prince, kind of like some mass troops. Sometimes the Golem it's pretty handy against too. You're going to use the Tombstone to drag over your Golems or your Hogs. Anything that kind of attacks the tower and is pretty strong at least. And then you're going to use the Hunter in specific conditions. It's very good against the Baby Dragon if you drop that right beside it. Actually, with the Hunter, the closer you are to the Hunter, the enemy troop, the more damage it's going to do. The farther away the troop is from the Hunter, the less damage it actually takes. So keep that in mind when using the Hunter. So we're going to speed through this just a little bit to set up. There we go. All right. So as you can see, I just dropped the Tombstone just to trigger that. With the balloon, what you're going to ideally want is you're going to want the Hunter to be really close. As you can see, it's doing a lot of damage to that balloon when it's close, and you're going to want to use the Dragon as well. If your cards are around the same thing with level 6 and level 6, you're going to want to use both of them on that balloon. It does massive damage, and it's hard to stop. You're also going to use the Tombstone. Since the balloon seeks the tower or defenses, you're going to want to use the Tombstone to drag it over, which you're going to see actually in a later part of this video. So as you saw there, Hunter close by takes out the Baby Dragon roughly around 2 shots. And that's just because the more close it is, the more damage it does. So right here, level 9, and I really got to act defensively. Be careful, since I am a level 1. One little mistake can cost that and really reverse the whole tide of battle on me. So I got to play defensively. If I have a lot of elixir stacked up, I might then play and then go from there. Right now, I'm not sure if they got disconnected or they're... Nope. Okay, they were just playing defensively. So I'm dropping the Baby Dragon in behind there just to kind of help back up the Prince a little bit, do some damage on that tower. And what you're going to see now is now I'm going to play defensive because I know that I still have that witch, that level 9 witch coming against me in this case. So this is where we're actually going to probably see the balloon played, or yeah, maybe not right now. But there's a key one that I want to show with the balloon, and this is how you can do, because this deck can actually cycle decent enough speed-wise as well. So that's another thing that's helpful. The Tombstone I've just been dropping because, again, I'm trying to play defensively. I don't want to overcommit or really play it. So, and what you're seeing now is the Musketeer on the other side, level 9 again, getting played. I'm going to drop those skeletons in just to protect that Prince. Now what you see is, I'm going to pause this for a second, actually. So, just because there was that 30-second timer that was up there, I dropped the Hunter right beside the balloon, so it did some massive damage. I dropped the Dragon as well. You're going to want to use both to stop that balloon, especially in this case, it's a level 9 balloon. If it was a level 6, you probably only would need the Hunter, but since it's level 9, you're going to need both. And then what you saw is it was about to hit my tower, but I actually dropped that Tombstone in behind because it was closer to the Tombstone than the tower. It actually backtracked, as you can see, which is doing right now, which then protected my tower. And since that thing would probably almost nearly one-shot my tower, I really had to defend well against it. So that was kind of a key move because I was actually able to defend my tower and take their tower out, and that kind of sets the game and finishes it off in this case. And they just kind of wasted a level 8 Barb Barrel and they're trying to rock it. It's kind of like a desperate ploy, but in this case I end up getting a 3-crown win because they were trying to attack so offensively at the end to get that last tower. So the final video that I wanted to show was less so of specific scenarios, but it was actually more just kind of the gameplay in total, how to actually play and how to win. So in this case, we're going to open this up as well, and you're going to see a common mistake, which I'm actually going to probably include in a separate video with kind of like common mistakes by beginner players. But we'll speed through this one just to kind of get the beginning play. Okay, there's the Goblin Barrel as well. You're going to use that bar barrel every time you see that. And then once I know that, I'm going to keep that bar barrel for that Goblin Barrel every single time. In this case, play defensively because we're against a level 5 Crown Tower. Although, to be fair, everyone was against me that was a higher Crown Tower with higher and stronger cards. As you can see, again, level 7 Prince, level 6, which I guess is common, but... So again, I'm dropping the Hunter, dropping the Baby Dragon. Using that Knight is very good for distracting cards, also acting as kind of like a big health buff, so that they attack that. It takes a while to go through the Prince, and then your troops like the Hunter and the Baby Dragon can kind of just back it up. So here, I didn't really have anything to attack that Baby Dragon aerially, so I just dropped the Prince and tried to get him pushed out. Now what you're going to see is me drop that Hunter again. Right there, closer it is, the more damage it does. As you can see, 2 shots to level 7 Baby Dragon in that case. So using the Hunter is going to be key to this deck as well. And then again, don't overcommit. If you have stronger cards than me, you'll probably have a little bit more to play with, but try and play defensively like I am, because you're going to have a better scenario than pushing to Arena 3. So in this case, oh yeah, another thing you can use is the Skeleton Army against Goblin Barrels. If for some reason you've used that Bar Barrel, you can use the Skeleton Army, and that pretty much stops the Goblin Barrels pretty easily. Arrows work great on the minions. Unfortunately, mine are just level 2, so they don't work really on anything. But it does, I keep them just in case my Prince was pushing and I needed to take out the Skeleton Army, and that's why I kept them. Actually, if you get to a higher arena and you get Zap, switch out the arrows for Zap, and you'll be better set off, and it might even help you with the higher arenas as well. So we're going to, again, speed through this just at 2 speed. And then, oh, okay, that's one mistake. Never use the Fireball on just a tower alone and something that you can't really kill. Never use it on generally a troop less than the elixir of the Fireball. So level 3 Knight, terrible, because as you can see, I have 3/4 of the health left. Never use it on archers, because again, that makes it so that they drop 3 elixir, you drop 4, plus you used a Fireball that could be used later on. So try and use your Fireballs or spells wisely in that case. So once I saw him use the Fireball, I started to do a little bit of counter there. Was able to get a decent amount of damage. As you can see, I'm at full elixir here to their 4 or 5 elixir. They still use the arrows, which isn't a huge issue though, because I can just use the Tombstone. Tombstone is great for distracting the Prince, like I said, the Hog, Golem, depends on what you face, Balloon as well. As you see on this right side now, there's the Witch and the Prince that are backing up. I'm going to use that Barb Barrel, use the Skeleton Army and the Baby Dragon to defend on that left side there. This one was actually pretty good. This person kind of knew what they were doing, so it was a little bit more difficult of a game, so I really had to play defensively. Use the Tombstone to distract. On this other end, we see that the Prince and the Baby Dragon were doing quick work of the tower, and that's the game right there against well-fought one against the level 5. Anyways, hopefully this is helpful. This gave you at least a good example of what you can do with this deck. Hopefully you'll be able to use this deck to get to Arena 4. That's the whole reason I made it. This is theoretically the best one I made that you can use without leveling up the cards. And as I've shown, you can get to Arena 4 using them without really leveling up. Another deck, actually, while I just have you, this is probably the best deck that I could probably make if I was going to upgrade the cards. Since I want to stay level 1, I can't though. So this is an alternative one you can, but I'm not going to show any replays on that. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the video. And this is going to be Leonidas signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.